Welcome to this new video. Today we're going to talk about the best lens in my opinion. It's the 50mm f1.8 from Canon. It costs only $100. Yeah, you heard right. It costs only $100. This lens is a 50mm fixed, so it's a prime lens. You can't zoom with this lens. It's an f1.8 lens, which means you get a very shallow depth of field. Maybe you know this out of a movie or portrait pictures. It's perfect for that. And it costs only $100 and produces amazing pictures. The only downside is, as I already mentioned, you need to walk if you want to get your subject bigger in the frame, or if you want to get more in the frame, you need to walk backwards. So this is the only downside, but the optical quality is very good. For $100, it's wow. Okay, so I got this lens for only $100, and I also got the other lens from Canon. It's also the 50mm prime lens. You can't zoom with this either, but it's an f1.2 lens, and this one costs $1,000. So there's a $900 price difference, and I'm gonna show you some example shots right now. You can guess which lens took which picture, and let me know in the comments. And I think the difference is not that big, so you really don't need the f1.2 lens. The f1.8 lens is perfectly fine for nearly every occasion you're going to use this. Another thing I wanted to mention is that the 50mm lens is a 50mm lens, but only on a full frame camera. So if you're using a micro four thirds camera or an APS-C camera, this is not a 50mm lens. So on an APS-C camera, it's with a crop factor of 1.6, it's a 80mm lens, and on a micro four thirds camera, it's a 100mm lens. But it's still produces amazing pictures. So if you want to use it, it's also a good lens on an APS-C camera and even on a micro four thirds camera. I use this also for some of my video work with an APS-C camera, and yeah, the shallow depth of field is really beautiful, and you can also use this lens for taking videos and not only taking amazing pictures. And now I want you to look at some example shots with this lens. Yeah, as I mentioned, amazing lens. I highly recommend it to everybody who's a photographer or videographer and doesn't have a 50mm in their camera bag. Buy this one, try it, trust me, it's a really good lens, and I see you guys in the next one.